guys, so my name is Gracie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a video over my eyeshadow palette collection and I'm going to do it by brand. I'm going to kind of show you like which ones are my favorite, if I think they're worth it, and kind of just like a mini review over each palette that I have. This is more of like a high-end palette, high-end brand palette kind of thing. I do have other lower-end palettes, but I kind of want to go over those in a separate video. So if you want to see that video whenever I post it, just subscribe and click the bell. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that video. The first brand that I want to go over that I have is Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the first palette that I want to touch on is their Norvina palette. So I actually got this year for Christmas. I got a gift card, so I bought it because I really was I've been looking at this palette for honestly like a couple of years. Sorry if you hear any barking. My dogs, they like to bark. They're crazy. I've been wanting this palette. Sorry, can't speak. I've been wanting this palette for the longest time. It's the Norvina palette. It has super pretty colors. I haven't really touched it that much this year just because I just got it like last month. But you can see up here that there is more of the glittery colors, and then at the bottom there's more of matte colors, and the top or the bottom kind of goes with the top colors, which I think that is super cool, and I like how it has like a mix of mattes and shimmers. My favorite one in this palette would probably, honestly, would be Dreamer. I really like the shimmery like nude colors. So that was that for this one. Okay, and the next one is my Carly Bible palette. I got this for Christmas, not this past Christmas, but the last year. So I'm pretty sure 2019. So I asked for this from my parents, and my parents got it for me. I love Carly Bible. I watch Carly Bible all the time. Ooh, it's kind of dirty. So the only thing with Anastasia Beverly Hills, not just this specific palette, but with the brands as a whole, is there is a bunch of fallout, but the pigmentation is really good. It's just the downside is fallout, so you just gotta be careful. I always get it like down here, you know, and it's even worse whenever it's like red colors or like pink colors, because it's kind of hard to get off in my opinion. Here is the palette. So my favorite in here would probably be the color Bible. You can see like I've hit pan barely on it, but it is super cute. I love this palette. And ooh, these, okay, what's good about this palette is these are so pigmented. So I usually do like matte in my creases and then shimmer on my lids. These are the best for that. I love that. The Aura and My Angels, I love those colors. Okay, so my Modern Renaissance palette is old. Okay, so backstory behind this palette. I have had this palette for 4 years. I'm a sophomore in college now, and I got this when I was a sophomore in high school. It was my first ever high-end palette. Like before, I had like the CoverGirl, like, you know, I can't even think of it, the CoverGirl little eyeshadow palettes, but they were like different colors, but they were like for one specific look, and they kind of told you like where to put it. But then like I saved up my money and I bought this Modern Renaissance palette, and I like to keep it. I have gotten rid of some of my palettes because like when I use them, and then it's like there's no point of keeping it, in my opinion. I've kept this one just because it's my first ever palette, and I actually bought it with my own money. It's my first ever high-end palette. You can see I've hit pan on a lot of these. My favorite color in this one would probably have been Raw Sienna. So with Sienna, that was my absolute favorite color. Looking at some of these colors, I'm like, I kind of want to start using this palette, but it's very old and I'm sure it's expired. But I love this one, and I really want to get the Soft Glam palette just because I saw that it has Sienna in it, and it's not the same as Raw Sienna, but it's still Sienna, and I wonder if it's like the same as this, because I don't want to get another palette of this if I've already had it. So those are my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. The next brand that we're focusing on is Tarte. So this is my one and only Tarte palette. It's the Tartelette and Toasted. You can see right here, I have definitely hit pan. I was definitely a fan of like the shimmers, and like the nudes in this one. It's such a good palette. I love this palette, and it smells so good. It smells bomb. Like it smells like s'mores. It smells like s'mores. Alright, and so next I'm gonna focus on Morphe eyeshadow palettes that I have. So my first one is the 35C Morphe Everyday Chic palette. This one I bought, I want to say like a couple months ago, so I haven't really used it a lot just because I've been kind of playing around in like all my makeup, but this palette is so pretty. There's hair on it, dog hair, struggle of dogs. But this palette is so pretty, and there's so many dynamics in this palette. There's so many dynamics. There's like dark, there's greens, there's pinks, there's purples, there's browns. This one is a good palette, and I honestly need to start using it more because there's such a variety of colors. My only thing with this palette is the pigmentation, in my opinion, is not that great. I think maybe I just gotta, because I'm really gentle, because like I said, like I started off with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and that is so pigmented. So now I'm like really careful about how I use my brushes, and like I don't like to like twist it up in there and then do it, you know, like I gently, because I don't like tapping off excess, you know, I feel like that's a waste. So I kind of just like gently, and then I blend, you know. With this, I need to swirl it around, you know. I need to swirl it around like my eyeshadow palette or my eyeshadow brush into it. That's the only downside that I have. The glitter gets everywhere. So like this color I've used this color right here. The glitter gets everywhere. I wore this palette yesterday. I wore this pink color yesterday. It was so hard to get off my makeup. It could be because I wasn't using makeup wipe, because I'm trying to steer away from makeup wipes because I know they're bad for your skin. So I've been using my makeup washcloths. They're black and they're super soft. I got them off Amazon. I use that and I could not get it off, and I use it in the shower and I would look in the mirror and it would still be on there. So I eventually just got some cotton pads, like the circle cotton pads, and I use my micellar cleansing water, and that got it off. So just a heads up on the Morphe glitter from this palette. So the second one is my 3503 Fierce by Nature Morphe palette. This one, oh my goodness, I love this one. I love it. Like I have been so into reds lately. Normally like browns. The red in these colors, or like in this palette, is so pretty. Here it is. So I got this palette around the same time that the exact same time that I got this palette. I didn't have a Morphe palette, and I bought people presents. I remember I bought people Christmas presents. I bought them Morphe palettes, and they were still on sale, and I was like, you know what? I've never had a Morphe palette. I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna get myself a Morphe palette, and I got myself 2 Morphe palettes. I love these reds. These reds are so pretty, and I've always wanted a red. Throughout all of my palettes that I've had, they've either been like too maroony or too pink, but these hit spot on like with the red pigmentation, if that makes any sense. And it does have like a little dabble of green, and it has black in there as well. So I think this is a really good palette. It doesn't have much of a variety, in my opinion, as the Everyday Chic palette. It's more of warm colors, and then you have like the dab of green. In my opinion, I'm like why is the green there? Like, but you know, maybe if I'm doing some like 80s style or just playing around, messing around, maybe I'll use the green because I used to use blue eyeshadow. I don't know what I was doing, but let's go on to the next one. Okay, so this next brand is going to be Naked Urban Decay. I have 2 Naked palettes. So my first one is the Naked Urban Decay Cherry palette. This one is so pretty, literally so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. But these colors are gorgeous, and I actually really like the Naked. Oh, I dropped it. Naked Urban Decay brushes, they work so well. They're super soft. I like these brushes better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that come with the palettes. I like these better. Whenever I use these palettes, I just use this. Other than that, like all the other palettes, I have to use a different separate brush that I got off of the Amazon that are super soft. But this one honestly is softer as long as I keep up with it and clean it. Soft and it doesn't like hurt my eyes, because sometimes my eyes get like my eyelids get really sensitive. I don't know why that it is, but these colors are so pretty. The only problem that I have is it's not as pigmented as I would like. I kind of have to go a little bit heavier to get the pigmentation that I'm looking for. But other than that, I really like these colors. They're really cute. I like to do a lot of pink makeup looks with this one, even though it's more of like cherry maroon colors. It still has a wide variety of pinks in it. So then my second one is my Naked Honey palette, and this is one of my favorites as well. My boyfriend actually got this for me. I asked for this for Christmas, and I really wanted this one. This one was the one that I wanted, so that's why I asked him, because I knew he would get it for me. It's one of my favorites. I think my favorites are definitely, this is probably my second favorite, and the More 3503 is my third favorite, but this is definitely my second favorite, the Honey palette. And same thing with the brush, super pretty. My favorite color in this one is Honey. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. Same thing though, it's not as pigmented as I would like. Right, but yeah, that's it for my Urban Decay palettes. So lastly, on my eyeshadow palettes, I saved one of my favorites for last. It is my Too Faced palettes. So these are classics. I just feel like Too Faced doesn't come out with good stuff anymore, in my opinion, and that's why I kind of resort to like their old stuff, like looking up stuff. Like I still want the chocolate palette. I feel like those are really cool. I got this year. It's the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I got this pumpkin spice palette because I like pumpkin spice. I'm just gonna be honest. I like pumpkin spice. And let me tell y'all, best pumpkin spice coffee, hear me out, is 7-Eleven. Their 7-Eleven pumpkin spice, or the pumpkin spice at 7-Eleven, is so bomb. It is so good. And I don't know why I just didn't like Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes. My favorite was 7-Eleven, like their cappuccinos. They're so good. Oh my goodness, those were so good. I got those every day. Pumpkin spice Too Faced. So these palettes, this one's actually one of my mom's favorite, because I have showed her it. I FaceTime her anytime I get new makeup. I'm like, Mom, look at my makeup, you know. These colors are so good because they have such a rhyme. Like this one is a lot like the Everyday Chic palette, because by Morphe, because they have such a wide range of colors, but these colors are so pretty. My favorite color in here probably would be, I don't know, that's so hard. I want to say Fall For It or Crisp, but these colors are so pretty. Okay, so my most favorite, the Peach palette by Too Faced. It smells so good. This is one of my newest palettes, but I have been using it every day. It's not used as much because I got COVID, so I couldn't really do my makeup, and I didn't want to get COVID all over my makeup. But these colors are so pretty, and I'm wearing the palette right now. Like I said, my favorite are neutral browns. Okay, these colors have a wide range too. Not as much as a wide range as the Pumpkin Spice palette does, but this one has a pretty good range of colors. The pigmentation is pretty good. I would say it's better, in my opinion, better than Naked Urban Decay. These colors are so pretty, and I think, okay, so my favorite part about this palette would probably be the shimmers, because it's like they're not super shimmery where it's like they create fallout, but it's shimmer like where it's like just perfect. It's like a velvet. That's the word I'm looking for, a velvet. It's like a velvet consistency where it goes on so smooth and it's so pretty. And it's not like where like I have to keep on, you know, like dabbing it. Like sometimes when you put glitter makeup on, you kind of just have to keep dipping and going, keep, like, you have to place it on there, like you have to pat it in there. You don't have to do that for this. You literally just, I don't even know how to explain it. It just goes on so smooth. This palette, I love it. It smells like peaches. It's bomb. But yeah, this one is definitely my favorite palette. Okay, so I forgot about my Morph palette that I have. I have, what's this called? So this is my little mini Morph palette. It is the Smoke and Shadow 9W palette. This palette is super cute. The only problem is, like, the colors look super cute. I just feel like they don't look good on me. So I tried to do a smoky shadow eye look, and like, I was told it looked good, but in my opinion, I don't think that it looked really that good. I just feel like, because I mixed different colors. I mixed like the shimmer silver, and then I mixed like the gray and the black. And to me, it just looked like it was a gray blob. And I've never been good at like black smoky eyes. And so I really wanted to work on it with this palette, but I'm just not a fan. Not because the palette's bad or anything, just because I feel like the colors don't look good on me. I know it suits my face, and I feel like it's definitely browns and nudes and sometimes pinks, but not black and gray. It's not my cup of tea.